Feed the beast. Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm hanging out at the patron server playing a little Feed the Beast Revelation. And I'm far from home. In fact, if we take a quick look, I'm about 1,000 blocks away from home, which is a long distance way over there, but that's okay because I have a place. And I've already done the preliminary work to lay out the foundations. This is going to be a new building. And I looked on my map and I found this area. So here's my base. And I found this area that was a nice flattish area. But there was a couple little spots through here that were kind of dug down that I ended up filling up with dirt. And then I promptly went through and dug up a bunch of the stuff. And I went ahead and used a schematica to outline where things needed to be and then plug those down. And realizing some of the resources I would need, I went ahead and planted a ton of stuff. There's an acacia tree that's growing there, and I think I've got, looks like 3 more saplings here. But yes, planning on building another thing. And you may ask, gee, Grok, what sort of thing are you building? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me take you over there and show you it off. So this here is MC Noodler's castle collection for 2017 that he posted online, and links in the down below. And there are 12 of them here, and you can barely see them because they're spread out. They are 3x3 chunks, and I've been looking at this and going, okay, I like this building style. I like this. Oh, I like how that was done. I like this other thing. So some places where I go, I've got a slightly different take on how to do things. But I have been loving these as far as inspirations, and I'm thinking I would like to build each one of these someplace at some point. And let's go ahead and jump over to this one, teleport. Twang. This is what I want to build, and according to MC Noodler, this is what he calls Schweinstein. And you know, any good person who knows their German can break that down. Schwein, well, that is pig. Schwein, you know, Schweinhund, you know, that's pig. And Stein, your German teacher is going to tell you that means stone, but they're wrong, because a Stein is that big mug that you drink out of, which obviously means this is the place for drunk pigs. So, and I like what he's doing, and that's why I've been planting some acacia. I planted over a stack of acacia saplings, so I could get lots and lots and lots of this, the steps that I'm going to be needing to do this. Now, the one thing that I dislike about this is he's using the clay here, the white terracotta. It's too pink, which okay is fine for being piggy. But I prefer to not use that pink, you know, terracotta. It just grates too much. The tone is wrong. It matches nicely with the orange of the acacia here, which is nice and all that. The other thing that I was looking at is changing up this. Now let me come over here, and I'm purposely not showing off something, which you can see in the little thumbnail. I've made a copy of it, and that's what I did with this. There's the Strangle Spire, which I call the Swamp Temple. Pretty much didn't do much to change that one. I like that one as is, but this, I really like this, and I think this is called Ice Spire. But in any case, I went ahead and built this on a friend's server where it's a Botania specific mod, because his niece was wanting to play modded and learn Botania, and so he said, sure, I'll spin this up. And it was a server I could play on, but unfortunately I've not been having to have much time to actually record because of noise and family. Which, you know, family comes first, but since they're out of the house, I'm recording and playing, which is very great. And I like what he's done here with a mixture of, you've got smooth stone and the andesite, and then you've got andesite blocks and stone bricks. All of them have that gray look So they're very similar textures and colors, but they're different, which is, you know, my operating procedure for doing stuff is same but different. And so this definitely corresponds very, very nicely for that. Let's fly up behind. And so what I did, let's get around this building, because again, not spoiling the next. This is what I did, is I went ahead and I took his idea and I said, okay, I'm building mine in the plains, and I don't want the ice because I don't have access to that. So I randomized as much as I could the base here. And then I wanted some more accents, so I went ahead and put these buttons on these floor levels. And I think it adds just a nice little bit of extra texture. And completely not because I accidentally turned a stack of stone into buttons. Completely not. And then the other thing I did is I came in here and I changed the roofs. So instead of being the flat dark oak, which I love using dark oak, I went ahead and broke it up. It's a technique that I remember Toddy the Body telling me about and watched him build, and I said, I like it. I like it a lot. I like how that changes the look. And the conceit is you have people... If you have a large mansion or a castle or stuff like this, the roof is always leaking. You know, it's always you always have to replace the roof on buildings. And if you don't have enough money to replace everything all at once, you'll piecemeal in new stuff. And then it's going to slowly fade into different colors over time, especially if it's wood. And especially if it's different types of wood that you're putting it in, because you chop down different trees. But in any case, that's what I went with there. And then instead of having snow all around the place and up here and up there, I went ahead and did dirt. So that's, and I really like the look of this. It's a very nice build, and it's huge inside as far as space. So I think that's like lavender, not lavender. There's no lavender. I think it was like a purple or a blue color stained glass, and I went with white. I like how that ties in for my style. In any case, these are fun builds, and Schweinstein is up next. So let me get out of here and back into the server and start making it, and it's going to take a while. 9 hours later. So it's the next morning, and it did take a while to build this thing. I don't know if you can hear the morning voice in my voice, but the deed is done. Let me show off what we got here. So this is Schweinstein, and I like a lot of the stuff that MC Noodler did. I like these little overhangs as you build the building out and out. That's actually something that happened because quite often people would be taxed for the amount of space on the bottom floor. So they would just, build out, and, why not? So that's really cool. I was saying that when he originally designed it, it was stone bricks and stone, but I went ahead and did the andesite and the polished andesite and scattered that around to kind of break up the stonework a lot more. Just because I like that, and that's a technique that he used for his other castle. And instead of the terracotta, which never really looks good to me, I'm using the white concrete here and wool, and the wool just to kind of break it up. And I like that a lot more, because if you've ever seen stuff with this wood and plaster look, it's white. And so it looks much better for me. And I don't think concrete was around when he built this, so it wasn't really an option for him. I do like his use of trees, or not trees, but the bushes around the building and putting coarse dirt underneath, so it looks like they're growing on dirt as opposed to grass if it's spread around. I like that. He had just torches on top of these, and I decided to go ahead and grab some of these cobwebs that the spiders had dropped, so it makes it look like got little smokestacks going there. I kind of like that. The other thing I did, it was all acacia, and let me tell you, that's so much acacia. I went through and had to do another batch of a stack of acacia saplings here, and as I was building stuff on the inside, those would grow, and I'd come out with my axe and chop them down. And oh man! But I decided to go ahead and alternate here with the spruce just to kind of accent it a little. I like that as a technique. And then I also went through and I did the stair at the edges of all of these peaks just to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. That was one of those little techniques I like. Again, up here at the top, I went ahead and did a little spruce ribbon across just to give it a little bit of a distinction, and I like that. These funky things, I can't remember. I think maybe this is rustic. I can't remember. It's like a little burial ground, and there were a bunch of them. The guy that was here before said that there had been like a half dozen of them scattered through here, but he cleared them all out and just kind of left that. So I said, oh, okay. There's skeletons zombies that will spawn in there, but since they can't hop out, I don't care. Anyway, I like this, and it's quite roomy inside. Here, let me go in and show off. Oh, another thing that I did, and I do, again, I like the little hedge around here, but the other thing I did is this was just a solid expanse of sand, and I put a little bit of sandstone in here just as a very, very subtle texture change. Anyway, the other thing I said I did is I went through and I did, I added this portcullis, whatever, it's like you're going to drop a gate, and these little fence posts here, I wanted something to kind of break up the lines a tad, and also it makes it look like it's holding things up a little bit more. I like scattering those around, so those are things I like doing when building. And let's run up these stairs over here. It's quite roomy inside. I like, because above it's acacia, but on this level it's spruce, just to tie in with the ground. And he had solid dark green on here, and I decided I really like the chiseled carpets, and I like having different colors. So there's the green, the lime, and the white. I like that as a pattern. I like mixing up at least 2, if not 3 colors that blend, and so much cactus. I was realizing, holy crap, well, how much cactus do I need? Lots. And unfortunately, there were some deserts that I could access fairly quickly, and there's so much cactus growing out there right now. Anyway, this is a nice big room here. Let's go on up. I like this spiral staircase. I think that's a nice little addition. It's got its own little tower going up. And unfortunately, a lot of these rooms are very, very dark. I haven't gone through and done much to lighten them up. Yeah, see, this is spawnable. I'm not too concerned just because I've got the... let's put it under the windows. Why not? I'm not too concerned. I've got the mega torch downstairs. And, yeah, that just visually brightens this room up. These are so high, they don't really give much light. You know, I might drop them down a block just to... They look like they're way too high, but that's just the way it goes. Let's go up one more. You know, there's quite a lot of room in this place, and I like that. Oh, I like, you know, it's got its own little towered area for the spiral staircase. I like that. Yeah, again, pretty dark around here, so let's just toss some lights about just for visual sake. All right, I did put one over here, and one there, and one there, and let's do a pair here, and that's probably sufficient. This kind of bugs me in that it's kind of centered on the floor, but it's not centered with the roof because this sticks out. And so I stuck with the floor on the assumption that I'll be looking down here more, and this looks better. Whereas if I look up here and I go, oh, that it bugs me because it's not really symmetrical. And I toyed with the idea of putting a few more over here, but I ran out of cactus and I said, nope, I'm not going to go do that anymore. So my plans, I'm planning on grabbing the villagers And I can set up little trading booths on the various floors here in the main building, so that you can trade, maybe like this would be more of the useful ones down here. Oh, we need some more torches. Let's put a torch there, torch over here. So I would put like the more useful ones here and in this room, the things that you would use a lot more, the farmers, because you can trade a lot of good stuff with them, and then the more esoteric ones up above, like how often do you need string, or arrows or stuff like that. I don't know. Anyway, this I like the feel of it. I like the look of it. I like how the walls are good flat colors, but with little bits of stuff breaking it up, so it's not all the same. When it was just all the white terracotta, which is pink, it didn't look so good, but I liked it. So, and it's night, but there's no mob spotting, even though there's plenty of dark spots, and that's because I love this mod here. This mod that does the mega torches is fantastic. Being able to drop that down and not worry about the lighting, I want it to look better, but broke a little bit too much there. Ow, hey, mobs. Oh, the guy moved the gravestones, but he didn't move the bodies. No, don't. Well, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer, here playing a little Feed the Beast Revelation. Thanks for watching. Bye.